And we're live, Dr. Art.
It works.
There it is.
It works.
Oh, yeah.
This beautiful new machinery.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
Wait, I'm going to...
Wait.
What should I do?
Well, here, let's do this.
Okay, and let's move this back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Make it further away so we can't read it. That's better.
I can read it.
I'm trying to...
Oh.
Is this a touch screen or no?
It should be. It's not. It's on a touch screen. Yes! I bought the cheapest computer they had.
Right.
There you go.
Live chat. So we could see everybody.
Now we see everybody.
If there was a way to make those words bigger.
Which words?
These words.
Here, I got the best one.
There you go. Another bigger.
Okay. Let's see. Who do we got? Oh, wait, this isn't touchscreen anymore.
No.
6th Street Garage. Matthew Boomer Rocco. Patrick Sullivan. Eric the Wrench. What are you wearing? Jesus Christ. Bob Bump. Okay. Well, hey, all of you. Hello. Greetings, all. It's Thursday night. It's time for the Gearhead Lounge.
The Gearhead Lounge chat.
Yes. Put your feet up and relax.
Relax.
And let's gearhead it out.
Make yourself a nice little drink. Maybe fire up a cigar.
So I was just illustrating to Dr. Art this cycle that I keep repeating like every time So just for context, 30 years ago, I built a fuel alter, basically a fuel funny car, right, with a T-bucket body on it. And I built this car in my garage at home, and I wanted it to be really tight and low and everything. So I built it and kept trying it on as I built it. But then when I finally got to the track and I put my fire suit on and all of that stuff, I didn't fit in the car anymore because I made it too low, too tight. Wasn't thinking. Okay. Well, I just did the same thing. I just put the belts in the Belvedere because I'm going to take it out this weekend. So I needed seat belts. So great. So I order a harness set. And I bolt it all in the car, and it's all good. And I get in the car, and I put the harnesses on. And I'm like, yes, success. And then I go to reach for the shifter, and I can't reach the shifter. I can't pull it out apart. I can only get the tips of my fingers on it. So now I got to cut the shifter off the floor, which I welded to the floor. And now,
what track are you going to this weekend? Because Etheridge is closed for Easter.
Easter? That's next week.
They said they were going to be closed this weekend. Did you not?
Etheridge is closed this weekend?
Did you not look at their little Facebook group and go?
No.
Oh, again?
Is Etheridge closed? Does anybody know Etheridge?
Hang on.
I don't think so. All right, in the meantime, I will greet people here. JP1 Special. JP1 Special, is that any relation to the Joe Pisano block, the JP1? Ronald Davidson, Broke Joker. Yes, it is a nice library, right? Leimenstein. It's a good day. Two Uncle Tony's Garage. Yes. Yes, Stray Bullet. We do need smoking jackets. Broke Joker. Is that all of the books you wrote in the back on ground of Mopars? Actually, I wrote all of these books just on K-frames. Yeah. These are all A body K frames. These are all B body K frames. It's and then all various, motor mounts. This is all motor mounts, small block motor mounts, big block motor mounts. So yes, I've written extensively about this stuff. Let's see. Ford parts catalogs. No, it doesn't. We'll be closed Friday the 11th and Saturday the 12th. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is it with this track?
We can never get there. That's what I see too. I'm like, it'd be perfect for this weekend because it's still gonna be cool enough but dry.
Well, Buffalo Valley it is then. Buffalo Valley on Saturday.
Well, let's see how they're doing.
Let's see. Yes, it's due to the egg shortage. They postponed Easter. John Connor, why do Mopar cop car hubcaps have holes? No good reason. No good reason. Yeah, maybe theoretically to cool the bearing, the hub bearing, but I don't know. I don't really. I. It's almost like I think it's just a style thing.
Woo makes a woo noise. No,
What's that?
the holes in the hubcaps.
Do they make noise?
I don't know.
Mike Figliola said that he took my advice and swapped his pistons from right bank to left bank, and it runs great. Yes.
Nice.
Thumper is back. 20 Cent Motors, it says it's because thugs wouldn't steal them. Why? Thugs like holes in hubcaps, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rocco's saying they're probably close to Passover. Oh, it's possible. It could be Jewish. Territory. Tony, what did you get done between today's morning live and now? Nothing of any consequence other than I found that I mounted the shifter in the wrong place in the Belvedere and I can't reach it with the belts on.
Yeah, Saturday they're open at Buffalo Valley.
Okay, great. So
that's what
Saturday at Buffalo Valley.
That's what Gary says. Hi everyone. Now that I'm not on the phone,
yes.
This is what's going on.
Oh, it froze.
More.
Did it freeze?
Calling for intakes. No, the people just stopped talking.
They're done talking to us. They realize this is a scam and they've moved on.
Scam. Mm-hmm. There's reruns of the Brady Bunch on Thursday nights. What are we doing here?
People will probably be mugging children for their Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chongo 68. Chongo, what's happening, brother? Mexican Spec is in the house. The main, I can never pronounce it. The main C.
D. Burlock.
Let's call him Boss 429.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's easier.
How much water did you get? 4 gallons.
Yeah.
Greg Kelly says, looks like rain at the Rockingham drag strip this weekend. This is that time of the year, man.
Yeah, you're just going to get it.
Yeah.
You said, what's the intake on your 440?
What's your go-to intake? Bro, it depends on what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing with it. I have no particular go-to intake. The whole point of having multiple intakes, different intakes, is so that you can specifically tailor it to the needs, what you're looking to do with it. So, you really can't have a go-to intake unless you have a specific combination. Fubar is in the house. Thank you, Fubar. There's a link to Uncle Tony merch, so you could buy our hats, our shirts, and other things that are in the store. I have no idea what's in the store. Kathy Bananas handles all of that stuff, and I don't know how much it makes. I have no idea. You know what I mean?
She's independently wealthy because of insurance and doesn't share.
Yes.
In primer, cleaning up an Edelbrock aluminum intake. Got all but one pipe plug out, hopelessly stuck. Any chance it leaks? I figure it welded itself in place. No,
you're probably okay. If you can't get it out.
If you can't gorilla it out, it's not coming out. Nothing's coming out of it. It, probably did leak at one time and all the two metals and the goo and the stuff. Yeah, You're probably fine. You're good.
I'll tell you what I do when I'm unsure if something's going to leak or not like that. You know what I do? JB weld, okay, and then you take the torch and you pass it over to JB weld, and you get it really, really hot, and it
just melts.
It just becomes like this liquid and it melts into whatever, and then it hardens up. So, if in doubt, you could sweat some JB over it and see what happens. Boss 429 is saying an iron cross ram for road racing. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Territory. Apple allegedly flew in 2 airplanes of iPhones to avoid the tariffs from China. What would you fly in to avoid tariffs? What would I fly in?
Just eat mozzarella. Right from the
mother. No Chinese mozz.
I know, but maybe there's Italian tariffs.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's tariffs on everybody, not just.
But we can make perfectly good with CO2.
Okay, but what kind of? All right, well, what crap from what country can you not live without that you had to fly in to save 100% on?
Honestly,
Yeah.
you want to know the truth?
Mm-hmm.
I wish the tariffs were 10,000%, and I wish that nothing was able to come into this country at all. I see if it was me, calling us the shots, I would construct a cinder block wall that surrounded the entire continent.
All the docks, everything.
Everything. You shut it all down. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. And we just work what we got here.
It would be fine.
We would be great. We would be stellar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you think about it, we don't need to be in other places to, okay, so you go back to the old days. You had to occupy different areas, for security reasons.
Right.
You don't have to do that anymore. Now you could just press a button from any place. You just sit right here in this office and obliterate anything you want anywhere in the world.
So I want to take on this guy in this country, on this block, in this house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's we don't need any of that. It's just, that's it. Put up, that's it. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. Does anybody agree with me on that, or am I the only extremist when it comes to
stuff can go out, but nothing can come in?
No, I don't want.
You don't want other people's money.
No, I don't need their money. We have our own. We
Just keep recycling our own money here.
Just keep it all moving here.
All right. Mexican inspect, that would kill my business. Well, sorry.
I'm sorry, bro, but you would find another way.
Yeah, you could come live here.
Yeah, you come live here. Strable is saying Trump postponed most of the tariffs for 90 days because they came to the negotiating table, which was the whole point.
Right.
He didn't want to just randomly create a tariff situation. He wanted people to come and negotiate. So as soon as he says, okay, look, let's sit down and talk, he's like, okay, let's suspend the tariffs and let's negotiate. So he's doing exactly the right thing with this.
Yeah, if it's 30 for you, it's 30 for me, and we're done.
Right.
Shake. Okay, good. Right. Sign. Press hard. 3 copies. Thanks.
And all of this is in the name. See, like you have to look 2 steps ahead. All of this is in the name of creating the ERS, the External Revenue Service. Because I will tell you right now, he fully plans on eliminating the IRS before his term is over. Guaranteed, the IRS is gone. Okay, it's been a paper tiger for years now, but before the end of this term, it's gone. So just ride it out, see what happens.
Right, except for China, which in China he put like 125% tariff on everything.
But it's because they wanted to be a bitch about it.
Right. Okay, shut you down. You're done.
Mitten Made Muscle saying American made means no tariffs. Not to mention, nobody talks about tariffs that have been on U.S. goods. Yes, I know. Going into other countries, they only want to talk about our tariffs. Exactly. Every single country has got tariffs on our shit. It's been that way for decades.
Right, and we're supposed to take all their crap from all over the world and just eat it. Yeah. No.
Okay, so when do we stop filing our taxes? This is not tax advice.
20 years ago is when you should have stopped filing your taxes if you were smart. But that's don't look at me for financial advice.
Rusty the Derelict, Tony, for MIG or TIG to modify oil pan for enlarged sump and baffles. TIG if you have it. You'll get a better weld with TIG.
Yeah.
You'll get a less porous weld with TIG.
If you got clean metal.
I mean, you can do it with MIG. I've done it with flux. It's not easy. It's hard. Okay.
Burn, fuck. Go back. Yeah. Burn. Yeah.
It was hard to get even you're on the perfect bead with flux, and it's still going to have little porosities.
Yeah.
MIG you don't get as much, but TIG you can do a really nice airtight weld with TIG. Steve McKell wants to know what is the best way to pull a bottom timing gear on a 307 holes. I guess it's jammed on there, huh?
A gear puller.
Yeah, the 2-draw puller.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with what that is, Google 2-draw puller, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. And it'll just pop off. Yeah. if you don't have one, if it's not handy or convenient, or you don't have any money, you can heat it.
Yeah.
Just take like a MAP gas torch and just keep heating around the gear and then tap it forward a little bit and it'll pop right off. What's this? Corey Melvin is saying, nope, Tony, love muscle cars, love your content. What just happened was beyond Watergate. Anything ever in U.S. politics, insider training, he should have been in prison a long time. What are you talking about, Corey? No disrespect meant to you, Corey, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Context, sir.
20 Cent Motors is saying, we are seeing the true cost of supporting the slave state of communist China. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Broke Joker wants to stick to motorsports. I tend to agree, Broke Joker, but motorsports exist in the world that, you know what I mean? It's like, you got to think about it, right? You can't have motorsports if you don't have a functional society and a functioning economy. So they all do tie together. They all do fit together, whether you want to recognize it or not. Let's see. Mexican Spec is saying Tony thinks Trump did this so his friends can buy stocks at lower prices. That's a bit of a reach.
All his friends have more money than you could ever think of, so they don't really need to.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. That's like with the Elon Musk thing, He wants to steal your money. He has more money than him and everything. Everybody he comes across the rest of his life has more money than they can spend. The guy's taking a hit. If anything, his net worth is taking a hit based on what he's doing.
And he doesn't care.
He doesn't care
because it's FU money after what, 400 billion. You could just yeah. Take $1 billion. Go ahead, have it.
DV, hey Tony, there's a nice ZRX 1100 not far from you for cheap. Seems up your alley. Really, and I don't need more bikes, bro. And those are great bikes. My friend Chuck Yoder has one. Actually, really nice bikes. I don't have, no, I'm good. I have 5, and I'm holding at 5. No.
We're speeder derelicts. My plan is to save the country. Everyone built a stretch chopper mini bike running straight pipes.
That would do it, bro. That would do it. Except Dr. Art won't ride it.
No. We could build a stretch go-kart with straight pipes. It's got 4 wheels. That's fine. Mini bike.
Trike. Will you ride a trike?
No, I'm not 75 yet. So.
April Rogers. Hey, Tony, my husband is working on rebuilding an 85 C10 into a daily driver. Pretty solid truck. Any issues he should look out for with these trucks?
Cab rust.
Yeah, right. The corners of the cabs rust out on the bottom, which is no big deal. They sell corner patch panels for those things. Just if it's a northern vehicle, just look the frame over really good for especially in the back part. No, it's a bulletproof truck. It's a great starting point. Andy M, what's up with Freebird? What's Freebird? What's up with Freebird, Tony? I have no idea. I hate that song.
Play some Freebird.
I hate that song. Please.
I don't know. People are all out of context tonight, I guess.
Zero is in the house, and he is requesting that you guys hit the like button, which is always a good thing. Because Dr. Art leaves here, if he doesn't see at least as many likes as there are people, he has a crisis, and we don't need that.
It's becoming a crisis with 59 likes. And
that's it? 63. That's it. Because, bro, we're failing, obviously.
We did have to jump the shark. I'm just going to steal
we jumped the shark years ago. These guys just haven't caught up with it yet.
I don't even need these anymore. I'm just going to sit here.
Jamie bans people for asking about Freebird. Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Thanks for your videos. Maybe an Oldsmobile in the future.
When I come across them, I do. I've done if you look, I've done a few Oldsmobiles, but they're not out in the wild. But just search my channel in Oldsmobile and you'll see a few of them will come up.
Yeah, because you did like an Oldsmobile meeting thing, and
yeah, well, every year they have the Oldsmobile, they have the National Oldsmobile Convention here in Murfreesboro, like literally about 3 miles,
yeah,
about 3 miles from where we're sitting right now, and I hit it every year. Holly Hawk, can you explain the different grits one would use when honing cylinder walls for cast iron rings versus moly coated rings? Cast iron gets a coarse stone, moly gets a fine stone. You don't really have many choices as far as grits go. Like if you go, let's say to an auto parts, let's say you go to Napa and you buy stone hones, it'll either say coarse or fine. They don't actually give you a number on them. But it's close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Birchall at the wharf. Would you play with a Pontiac Sunfire 5-speed? Sure. I play with anything. I don't, as long as I have to own it. I'll play with anything. I don't care what it is. I'm all about screwing around with it. I just don't want to own it. I've only got so much room in my life. Dave just gave the UTG test stream a thumbs up. Thank you, my brother. I went on before, so you guys don't know. We got this new laptop over here because the old one was taking a shit. And so I went and I got a new one. And I was this afternoon, I wired it all up just to make sure the microphone and the camera were going to work. And the test stream turned into an hour-long live. I did it myself, bro.
That's very good.
I did it. I did it. Let's see. Mark Salve is saying there was a first-gen Cavalier around here converted to rear drive with a small block Chevy. Was it like low key? Because that would be a pretty cool sleeper.
Joe K, would the Ford Panther platform be considered the last Freedom mobile?
What was that name?
The Ford Panther. Yeah. They ran a platform for 30 years and they got plenty of parts. Yeah. If you want a town car or a Crown Vic or a Grand Marquis, it all swaps over.
Yeah, but it doesn't really transfer to like a station or to a pickup truck or a van. So the whole point of the Corvair is that the same vehicle, right? Same floor pan,
different body.
Yeah, they made the pickup truck out of it. They made the van out of it, right? And the cars,
2-door, 4-door, convertible, everything.
Station wagon, right? Everything. Yeah. Mark Servation, yep, sleeper all the way. That would be badass.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Holman, your modular car platform is nothing new. Duh. Did I give the example of the Corvair? I know it's nothing new. It's nothing being done now. Donut Guard, saying the video got me inspired. He's been brainstorming the perfect, affordable, reliable, serviceable car. I hope it got the wheels turning on a lot of people. And who knows whose idea can fall into the hands of somebody who's actually got the resources to pull it off.
I'm trying to visualize a donut card.
Donut Guard. You mean to protect donuts?
Yeah, is he like standing there with nunchucks, or is it like a screen that just ow?
Oh man, Lou Montcalm is saying Corvair was a dead end. Falcon was a platform used for decades. The Corvair wasn't a dead end; it ran all the way to '69. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't popular.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had that whole thing, unsafe at any speed. So this guy, Ralph Nader, wrote a book in 1966, I think it was, called Unsafe at Any Speed. And he did have a point, because compared to other cars at the time, the Corvair had some unconventional handling characteristics.
Yeah, high speed and the back end goes around to the front end.
Yeah. So at any rate, those are issues that probably could have been ironed out. They would have been ironed out because there were many rear drive cars. The Corvair was just happened to be in his sights. He had a bone to pick with General Motors, and he decided to make that car the example. So that really, really hurt the Corvair. I think that they were fantastic cars. I worked on many of them. I've driven many of them. I think they're beautiful, especially like the last generation of Corvairs, like the 68, the 68, 69s. They're beautiful cars. But in fact, the notchback Barracuda, I prefer the notchback Barracuda to the fastback Barracuda because it reminds me of a Corvair. Let's see. Bob Bump. Did I read the news right that the V8 Charger is coming back? That electric abomination finally hit the dumpster? I've been following TK's Garage, and evidently, yes, the Hemi is finding its way back.
Every Dodge dealer that because I have to do a lot of driving now.
Yeah.
They all have those hideous things parked right out front as you drive up, just like front display. They're like, please buy this. They probably leave the keys in them. Just take it.
I would.
Yeah, but somebody steals it. They only get across the street the bricks, and then they...
Beeman has 12 of them. When I was there and I shot that video, they had 4. Now they've got 12, and they've actually got them hidden. They're not even on the front line anymore. They're like,
well, they probably got another recall, so they're like, put them in back.
What a turd! As of last week, the number that I heard was 1,900. They sold 1,900. There are 1,900 people with little enough self-respect that went and bought one of those Chargers.
Well, that's like 300 more than they sell of Hornets in a normal year.
That's true. That's true. Hornets, they have like a 3-year supply. If they don't build another one, it's going to take them 3 years to sell off the ones that are sitting.
And there's only a couple hundred. That's their 3-year supply. Yeah.
Mexican Spec is saying, did you see TK's video? Yeah, I saw that. There's a dealer offering $29 a month for 2 years. You can go to this dealer, wherever it is, and lease
the Charger
an electric Charger for $29 a month.
I would do that just to
talk about desperation.
But for $29 a month?
Yeah, I would lease that for $29 a month.
Yes.
There's got to be a cap.
Because by the time 2 years is up, Stellantis is going to be out of business. So you basically have a free car at the end.
That's true. That's true.
And then you just take it apart and shave like 1,000 pounds off of it, charge it up. It would be fast.
Rocco was saying the CEO of Harley. Good. Send him back to Commie Land where he came from. Get rid of him and bring back the Evo Sportster. That's all. That's all Harley Davidson has to do. Bring back the Evo Sportster. Just freeze it in time, like bring back the last incarnation they had, and sell it at a competitive price to the Royal Enfields, and Harley Davidson is back. Thomas T said his dad was a GM mechanic. He defended every car GM made except the Vega. He said that they coughed coming off the car carrier. I like them. I like Vegas.
But they were just turds. I mean, 5,000 miles, and they just...
The first gen, they had some issues with the first, the initial issues with the engines. But no, they weren't bad. They worked the bugs out by like 73. I don't know. I thought they were beautiful. I love the styling on them.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I like Vegas. I always did.
That should be your next shirt.
I would have taken a Vega over a Camaro, especially like first generation, the first.
Right? Yeah, with the similar but smaller Vega.
Yeah, the split bumper. I would definitely take a Vega over a Camaro, style wise. I like those cars.
Okay.
The Monzas too. I thought the Monzas were great. Broke Joker saying the best car of all time is the Yogo. 72Z28 says, I know a guy that got a girl to date him because she thought his Vega was a Camaro and she dumped him when she realized what it was. Let's see the vet. Come on, check out my vet. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
Chevette.
Chevette. Yeah.
JP1 special is you're with me on what? On which? What thing, man?
He's probably with you on the Vega thing. I mean, Rocco's right. I mean, a Vega would probably be better than a new Hornet.
JP1 special. I asked you before, and you may have answered, and I missed it. Is that any relation to Joe Pisano's deal? JP1 special. Fixing on a garage. The Vega had that goofy train cars made up to move them.
Yeah, where they
a lot of people
flipped
don't
them
know
up an end. Yeah.
Yeah. They built train cars to move the Vegas where they stood the cars straight up. So they shipped them without any fluids in them. They shipped them without a battery in them. They shipped them. There were a couple of different concessions that they had to make to use that thing. Let's see. Thomas T saw a Chevette on the highway the other day, like seeing a Sasquatch. Hot shoe. Tony, are you a Chilton's or Motors manual guy? I like Motors the best. Motors was definitely better.
Yeah.
Did you?
Motors, Chilton, Haynes, whatever. Yeah.
Haynes.
Yeah.
Haynes was always a little convoluted, if I remember correctly. Wasn't Haynes a British company? One of them used to spell like they spell like color.
Yeah.
Shit like
yeah,
that.
Shit like that.
Yeah. I thought, well, I don't have to reject on my, it's like, but yeah, Motors manual is definitely better than Chilton's.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Scuzzy, speaking of batteries, I tipped one recently and some of the acid spilled. Any hot tips before I crack it open to refill it? I did check; it's serviceable. What would you do?
Just pop the caps off, top it off, and
how much spilled out? Because if it was a significant amount, I would say buy some acid.
Well, yeah, if you top it off with acid, just don't do water.
Yeah, it depends how much you lost. If you only lost a little bit, top it off with distilled water.
Distilled water, yeah. Throw an aspirin in there if you want. Break up some of that stuff on the bottom.
Yep.
Because if its battery was out of a car, it probably was not the best battery anyway. Laying on the garage floor. So yeah, it's fill it up, put a charger on, and see what happens.
Rocco is saying, I'm sure Tony knows, but barcode started as a way to track railway cars. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
HW, do you think the classic cars are overpriced? Oh.
Well,
yeah.
It's what the market will bear. If you have some, let's just call him a dumbass, who will pay $40,000 for a notchback 65 Mustang.
And they're out there.
That was painted by Earl Scheib. And we've both seen those cars many times. The prices will continue to increase until the morons run out of money.
When the morons run out of money, yeah, the prices top out. That's the problem. Is the market's driven by people that have more money than common sense, more money than brains.
But like all the 50s cars, the shoebox cars, even like the 56 Chevy, all that stuff's coming down because the people that really wanted those, they're all dead.
Yeah.
So it's just that there's no market for those, so the price comes down.
Some cars are timeless. There'll always be values for like certain brass hour cars.
Yeah, the big Duesenbergs and things.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with 60s cars. He's right. 50s cars really shit the bed lately. And it only stands to reason because they're dead now. These guys who, the nostalgia people. Remember, it wasn't too long ago, like a few years ago, you go to any like car meet, and it was always like they were playing doo-wop music, and they had stuffed animals and like all kinds of,
yeah,
it was cute. You know what I mean? It was cute, right?
It was all the 50s guys, all the old guys.
Yeah, right.
I had this thing for 71 years.
23 Skidoo,
They're all dead now.
They're all the guys who were jumping Coke cans in the parking lot. They're all dead now.
They're all dead. So those cars sat, and then their kids got them, and the kids are like, I don't know how to fix this, and they just sold them off cheap. And it's just what the market will bear. I mean, a 4-year-old Chevette when they were just brand new was $50 fucking. And then some idiot just paid $30,000 for one with 100 miles on it.
But you see, I see the value in that. I see the value in it. I'm starting. I just made the decision with Kathy. I'm going to start buying XJs as investment. Like I have enough.
That's just an excuse for you to buy more Jeeps.
No. I'm telling you, I'm going to start buying them for investment. I want to find 10, 12 of them that are,
decent drivers.
I don't care about mechanically, as long as they're cosmetically good. You know what I mean? Clean, intact, and relatively stock. Yeah, that's all I need. And I'd like to find 10, 12 of them and just stick them stick them in a field. Just let them sit for a couple of years. I think that they're going to go crazy. I'm certain they're going to go crazy, along with other cars of that era.
I suppose you can get 10 of those for $20,000.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
easy. Z2072 Z20 says body work is harder than mechanic work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Now those are some nice boomer chairs. They're not real though. They're just paper. Let's see.
What's your favorite car movie?
What's your favorite car movie? I don't really have a favorite car movie.
No, not really. I mean, you know what it is? It's Smokey and the Bandit.
Really?
Yes. I will, if it comes on, I will watch that.
I've only seen it once in the movies when it came out.
Mm-hmm. It's just...
I don't remember any of it, honestly.
Oh, yeah. It's just, or like a Cannonball Run movie or something like that.
I saw that when it came out in the movies too, but I haven't seen it since.
One of those, something like that. Yeah, I'll sit and watch those because it's just good, clean redneck.
I haven't
running from the cops and jumping the bridges and doing all the stuff that you want to do in your mind. They do it on. Bert does it on television. So yeah, there you go. That's mine.
Oh God, my favorite. What would be my favorite car movie? Yeah, guys, I don't have one. Dust to Glory documentary. That sounds interesting. They have it like Dry Lakes, El Mirage sort of stuff, because I'd be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are really into movies.
Yeah, they're banging them out.
Berserk is saying Dust to Glory is one of my favorite movies. All right. Where's my phone?
I don't know.
I have to hang on. I got to Google it.
He'll be back.
Keep them going for a minute.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Let's see. I've seen Vanishing Point, Dust to Glory, Christine. Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit's good. Bullet, except for the chase scene. Grand Prix, good movie. The Ford versus Ferrari, that's a good car movie. Road Warrior kind of thing. Corvette Summer's so cheesy. Mad Max, Le Mans, Two-Lane Blacktop. The car scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Dust to Glory overview. It has a reputation as the most dangerous race in the world. The Ticket Score Baja 1000 in Mexico, but every year one of a kind event draws fans into. That could be interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm going to look at that. So my favorite car movie wouldn't be a car movie. It would be on any Sunday. which is like a motorcycle flick. Wheelie King, I see Wheelie King. I'm yes, Happy Sunday. Not the remake, right? Never the remake.
The original one, yeah.
The original one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I like too? It's Funny Car Summer, but you have to watch it with the sound off.
Because it's so bad.
Oh, it's terrible. But there's one scene, right? There's one scene that to me is just like it's just awesome, right? So this was at OCIR at the it was a Hang 10 Funny Car 500, all right? And Sushma Matsubara was driving a Pisano Matsubara Vega, right? So there's this one scene where it was not a scene; it was actually footage from the race. So broke an axle, lost a wheel, gets into the guardrail. There's sparks flying. There's all kinds of crazy shit happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next scene you see is the car is all crashed up against the guardrail, and Susha's just hanging around smoking a cigarette.
Get out.
Coolest guy in the world. Sushma Matsubara was like the pinnacle of like, he was the guy.
Should have a movie where we talk about the movie as we watch it. No, we don't need the copyright strike.
No, you wouldn't get a copyright strike on that.
No,
because you're commenting.
Oh, you're doing reaction.
You're doing reaction.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
We can do that.
Yeah, Talladega Nights. That's everybody wants to be Ricky Bobby.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God, you've never seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, you gotta go home and watch it.
Zero just put a link to the racing scene. Zero, which racing scene is that?
It's a movie, I guess.
James Garner. Okay.
I just want to go fast.
That's my buddy Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, what's happening, brother? I want to go. Somebody's saying I want to go fast. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what that's in reference to. Must be the Derelict's goofy fun car movie Hollywood Nights.
Yeah,
I've only seen the parts of that with Project X in it.
Volare.
And that was that car's ultimate incarnation, man. That was just perfect.
White Trash Motorsports, like Maximum Overdrive, the semi-truck movie.
Jeff Hudson likes Disney's cars.
Smokey and the Bandit was basically a Pontiac commercial. Yes, and they gave him Pontiacs for life until they didn't.
Berserk is saying I tried to watch Corvette Summer, couldn't get through it.
Oh,
that's my problem with most car movies. I'm too literal. I can't watch them.
It's bad. It's really bad. It's like a movie you take a nap during, wake up at the end.
Thank God nobody said Fast and Furious.
You notice that?
Right? Out of all of it, like they name of movies I've never even heard of.
And there's 30 Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, nobody said nothing. Luke Cag, Cannonball Run. Cannonball Run's classic, yes.
Z20 is saying Fast and Furious is a remake of Point Break. Right, you got me.
Mm-hmm.
Zero is saying the racing scene is a documentary before we knew what that was. Okay, hang on, Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Zero is the one who brings culture into my life. If Zero says or recommends something, he's the one.
He's a culture king.
I rely on him for culture.
All right.
The racing scene.
I see your air conditioner's top
1969 film.
Top of its game again this year.
Oh, IndyCar is it?
Herbie the Love Bug. Yes. Sent you a link and email. Dust to Glory. Please share it with Tony. Oh, okay. Yeah, Herbie the Love Bug. I remember watching Herbie the Love Bug at the drive-in theaters with my parents. That's how old I am.
That looks pretty cool. The racing scene. 90 minutes of racing action that takes you into the pit and driver's seat onto. It's a documentary? Zero? I can't believe I've never heard of this.
No one said Fast and Furious or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, so which is good too.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I saw that when it was like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot shoe, heart like a wheel could have been great. That was the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen in my life. Wheelie King is kind of partial to Days of Thunder, otherwise American Graffiti. Wheelie King, what about On Any Sunday? You of all people.
Mark surveyed that they make you lay down on the rear parcel shelf with a pillow for the second movie. No, we had a Ford station wagon, so we just they backed in and put the gate down, and it was a party.
Russ Peter Dallas is saying every third Elvis movie was a car movie. There was one where he had a 66 Charger.
I think so. Yeah.
It was either a 66 or a 67.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Zero. I'm gonna check that out tonight. Well, Wheelie King thought it was cars, bike. It doesn't matter, man. An internal combustion movie.
Nobody said Transformers either, or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, or
nobody said Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's pretty jacked up.
Yeah.
Not a car movie, but one of my favorites, and it's all around cars.
I stand corrected. Thomas T. Used Cars, starring Kurt Russell. Did you ever see that movie? It's freaking hilarious.
I don't think.
You gotta watch it.
That came out like in the 70s, right?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Okay. Not a car movie, but loaded with cars. Especially if you're into old Mopars, it's a mad world. Excellent movie.
Luke Head just said that. Yep.
Oh, Luke Head. Okay, yeah, there you go, man. We're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mad world, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. 2 movies I could never get enough of. I could put them on continuous. So when I'm laying on my deathbed, it's going to be a marathon of Mad World and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
And nobody said the Blues Brothers either.
Yeah, that's not really.
I mean, that pretty much is a car movie.
If you hate 1974 Dodge Monacos, that's the movie to watch. That's the one to watch. End of Time, the 7-Ups, 1973, had a great chase. So when I was a kid, I was 11 years old. My grandfather had a pharmacy on New Utrecht Avenue where they shot that. And I remember, I didn't see them actually filming it, but I remember them having the streets all blocked off to film that scene. Let's see. Gordon Walker. Hello from Mount Morris, Michigan. I'm in YouTube on Dust 'em Off car show on a Schwinn 5-speed 20-inch. It looks like a rat rod in different colors. Okay, it sounds cool. That sounds cool.
He did the cameo.
Convoy. I remember the song.
Convoy.
Oh, it was on all the time, man.
Yeah.
On AM radio. They play that constantly.
Trucking through the night.
Patrick Sullivan was saying, damn, that was a popular question. Yeah, what's your favorite car movie? It's like,
and
that's it. Yeah. Everybody just runs over. Because everybody has that in common.
Right.
Everybody has,
Mm-hmm.
And Star is right. Fear is the key.
To everything.
Everything.
That's how the world rotates.
Fear and greed. Everything stems from one of those 2 emotions.
Well, fear, greed, and pressure.
Pressure.
Because with pressure, you don't have wind and rain and all that kind of stuff. So you got to include that.
Okay.
But yeah, fear and greed are the other two things that makes the world go round.
Wheelie King. I don't know. I've never heard of that. He's saying, what was the 80s movie where a guy built a Mad Max-like killing machine out of a Chevy pickup to go after drunk drivers? I like that idea. I love the idea.
What was it? Death Proof, or was it something else?
I have no idea. Thomas T. the Munsters drag strip episode. Oh, come on! That's the thing about that is that that's Lions in its glory days, right? It's like I can only imagine the stuff that was going on the rest of the weekend there at the track when they shot that. The Jetsons, yes, the Jetsons is always
driving Miss Daisy. Now they're starting to reach here, Lou.
Well, driving, that's. Paul Capozzolo, the ghost of Dragstrip Hollow. Right Line Fever. I've heard of these movies. I've never seen them. Broke Joker is the movie Tucker, about the Tucker car. I've never seen that either.
That's pretty good, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Stray Bullet is saying we're running out of car movies. No, give these guys some time. They'll come up with some stuff. So the Bikini Beach.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Beach Bikini Bingo or something.
There were a few different like these like
Jan and Dean movies.
No. They were like teen surfer exploitation films.
Beach Blanket Bingo or something.
Yeah, and there's one of them that has Tommy Ivo's 4-engine car in it.
Okay.
I can't. Would you guys know what I'm talking about? I think it was called Bikini Beach. Or it could have been Beach Blanket Bingo.
Yeah.
One of them. Beach Blanket Bingo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was
something like that. Yeah. Bring back the Dukes of Hazzard and the 24 Charger and name the General Electric. That's funny right there.
Gumball Rally.
Yeah.
Speed was Keanu. Is that the one with the bus? I think I saw it in the movies.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock and I can't stop the bus. Turned off.
Bob Bump. Oh, geez. Now we're going to a different category.
Oh, now we're going to music. Oh, geez.
Commander Cody with the hot rod Lincoln.
Yeah, we're going to be here forever.
Oh, jeez. There's a lot of Phantasm horror movie with a black 440. I never saw the movie, but I know the one you're talking about.
The Dukes of Lithium Battery Fire Hazard.
You'd make that one today, definitely.
Yeah, you could. You had a notebook the other day. We needed to write some of this. Oh, okay.
We want to write down.
The Dukes of Lithium Battery Fire Hazard. That would be a short that you could make. That would just.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. 72Z20 wants to know what our favorite bands are. What's your favorite band, Doc Art?
I have a lot of them. There's too many to mention.
Yeah, just have to pick one. You say, I'm going to throw this on right now and listen to it.
There's too many.
Too many?
Too many. There's so much rock and southern rock and stuff like that, and it's all good, and it's all mood dependent and age dependent. If you like some bands I didn't like when I was younger, I like now.
Right.
So, but we have Donut Card. Sent you a super chat.
Oh, Donut Card, thank you. You sent me an email. Subject is Endurance Motor Company. Okay, Kathy gets the emails. I don't even know. I don't even know what the password is to the email account, but I'll tell Kathy when I get back to the house. Kathy Bananas has all of that on lockdown, so I'll check it out. Thank you, Donna Card. The B-52s. Yeah, the B-52s is always good. Devo is always good. Yes, absolutely. If I had to pick one band that I just never ever got tired of, would be the Sex Pistols.
Really?
Yeah. It's I can't come across a Sex Pistols song, any of them really, without just cranking the volume.
Here's the Dust to Glory link. I'll send you.
Yeah, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Z20 Tony would be scooted out. Kathy Bananas. She runs the program here, man. I'm the stunt monkey. I sit in front of the camera, go that, and she runs the business. Winning 1969 Paul Newman. I've never seen it, but yes. Rocco was listening to Bananarama on cassette on his X-Tape about 2 hours ago. The Plasmatics, Wendy O. Williams, man, I saw them live.
Well, that had to be strange, huh?
It wasn't as wild as people, made it out to be.
Oh, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't go that crazy at this particular.
There was no whipping female.
No sledgehammer antics or anything. No.
Not that I remember. I was pretty boxed. I saw them at the Paramount Theater, but I don't recall anything really insane.
It's just.
She was so beautiful. She was just beautiful. Did I ever go to CBGB's? A couple of times, yes. Let's see. Hot Shoe plays drums, so there's a lot of bands he likes. Zero, you seen the UK Scrubs at CBGB? When were you in New York? I guess back then. Wait a minute. That CBGB's been out of business since like 1980, like something like 1989 or 1990. I didn't think you were that old. Blue Collar Worker, bro. That was like an hour ago. But he agrees with me, 100%. Nothing in and nothing out until we straighten out stuff here and become self-sustaining. Exactly.
He's just chopping in, and he's
he's catching up.
He's catching up. Yeah.
That's cool. Edgar Winter Frankenstein. That's a good one. Eat My Dust with Ron Howard. That was another car movie. Yeah.
Death Race 2000.
That's called I-24 in Nashville.
Yeah.
Buddy Corfano is comfortably numb listening to Pink Floyd.
Well, you have to be a little stretched and then put your headphones on and listen to Pink Floyd, and everything's good in the world.
Kathy Bananas likes Pink Floyd.
Really?
Yeah, I never really.
Did you ever have headphones on when you're a little out of country? It's a whole different experience.
Well, so you go back to like the teenage smoking anything with your hands on days.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd and Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
With the headphones.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like 14 and you're in orbit.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you couldn't beat that shit. Absolutely. Willie King hates Pink Floyd. Rare Energy. If you like punk, check out the wait, what was that? Check out the Chats out of Australia. Pure Attitude.
I think the last punk band I seen was Rancid. That was a long time ago.
But they punk was more like reggae than punk, no?
No.
Rancid, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joe K is saying David Gilmour's interview on Rick Beto's channel was excellent. It's amazing how music has just totally jumped the shark. Like there's nothing out there.
Nothing new. No.
There's nothing.
People
Zero.
just think there's no bands with talents. You're never gonna get the 70s and 80s, band concert music. No, it's just some I can't even say the word on stage, just singing with lights and dancers.
It was what was the name of that band? I think killed music. Like it was the end. What the hell was the name of that band? Oh God, I can't think of the name of this band. I despise them. Maybe that's why I've blocked.
Yes, they're gone.
Nickelback.
Oh,
see, that was it, right? Music. There was music. There was a global worldwide music thing, and then Nickelback happened, and it ended music. It was the asteroid that wiped out all life on Earth.
The Younger Dryas event was Nickelback.
It was not Nickelback. It ended music.
Jack Fleming fans is Johnny Cash's One Piece at a Time. That story never happened.
Yeah, I know.
But there was the closest thing that actually came to it. There was a guy in Japan. He worked at a motorcycle. It was like a Honda motorcycle company, and he did take home an entire scooter over the course of 7 years.
Okay, and that was the inspiration for.
I don't know if it was the inspiration for it, but he's the only guy who did it. If you research it, there's people that built cars to replicate the song.
Okay.
But no guy from Detroit ever smuggled out fenders and headlights and stuff like that and threw a car together.
Find it, fix it. He says he grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I get the best of both worlds. Yeah, I agree, man. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. We had it so good. We didn't know we had it good. We thought it sucked. Honestly, you go back to I remember the 80s. I remember going through the 80s saying, "Man, this sucks." Right, all the good shit is done.
Yeah,
but no,
it just was bad. That got worse. It fell off right from there.
There's been a void from like a 30-year void, like from like early 1990s, 1995, like that to now, 30 years, nothing's happened. It's like we're in a state of suspended animation.
Some kind of void, musical void. Not
just music, movies.
Oh yeah,
culture, anything is like
all the creativity is gone because everything good has been done and everything is just a rehash now. No one has any imagination.
I don't know if it's that. It's just, I mean, yeah, but no, you can't really say that everything has been done. You can redo things with new spins. You know what I mean?
That never works. You're always going to know it's a copy of this and that, and
yes and no. So you could say that Chuck Berry and Jerry Lee Lewis, right, were the originators, but everything that came after those guys was just copying them,
right?
And all different levels and all different. So it could have kept going, but it didn't.
It just stopped evolving and
culture imploded. 1995. Yeah. It's like that's it. There's nothing of any value or consequence since then. Rocco was blaming CERN. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It could be what was that lady's name with all the I'll think of it. With all the parental warnings on the music albums.
What was that again now?
Some politician's wife with put all the parental warnings on all the albums.
The dickhead from Carthage, right up the road over here. Al Gore.
El Gore's Tipper Gore. Yeah, that. We can't even say a proper name to, because you'll get striked for if we call her what she is.
Frank Zappa went on a rampage against her.
Well, he should have. He should have put her in a ditch, let her on fire.
Yes, Wheelie King. I've seen Prime, or I've never seen them. I know Primus. I had Primus on my playlist at the coffee houses. Danny Boyd is saying Al Gore is a dick, and so is his wife. You know, do you remember? It was about 10 years ago. This is pretty much scrubbed from everything, right?
Yeah.
They busted Al Gore. They arrested or detained Al Gore at the BNA, the Nashville Airport over here, because he was carrying blood. He had like gallons of blood on him.
Oh, baby blood.
I don't know what it was. I don't know whose. I don't know why. I don't know whose. I don't know what they were doing with it. But they literally busted Al Gore at the airport with blood.
Taking it to Hillary so she could still live.
I know. It happened. I'm telling you, it happened. It's mostly scrub, but if you go digging for it, you'll find it. Dee Snyder from Twisted. I used to work on Dee Snyder's father's car. Really? I was his mechanic, yes.
Really? Did his father wear makeup too?
No, he was just a totally regular guy.
Gore's from Tennessee. Yeah, he's right up the road. He keeps his big ugly boat up at the dam. Yeah.
Scuzzy, imagine the look on cops' faces when he takes a swig. Oh, please, yeah. But I'm telling you, that happened. That happened. Decontrol 1982. Punk is older now than rock and roll itself. What was when punk started. Yep, pretty crazy to think about it that way. I came up in the 2000s, and we'll look back to the Reagan era for our music and culture. Yeah, Reagan and pre-Reagan. The late 70s was just freaking awesome. Just awesome. Dinka wants to know what happens if I put a 750 CFM carb on a stock 403 Oldsmobile.
It runs.
You would have less than the car came with stock, because the
Quadrajet was an 850.
Yeah, the Quadrajet was like over 800 CFM. So you got a smaller carb than that originally came with. Danny Boyd is saying Punk began only 10 years after the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan. No, bro, Punk began long before that. You had MC5. You had in like 1967. You had Death. Death was like 1966, 1967, like that. No, you had a lot of. There was like the punk thing, proto punk was starting to come about. Literally exactly the same time as the Beatles and all that was going.
Rocco saying Don Johnson got stopped at the German border with like $10 million in the trunk of his car. Yeah, he had something to do.
Boss 439 is saying, write this down, Tony. What? E-runt?
E-runt. Okay.
Germans love David Hasselhoff. I know. Russ Peters, Derelicts was into the new wave stuff like the Eurythmics. Never liked them. Big Audio Dynamite. Yeah. Whoa, what happened?
What do you mean?
Silence.
Silence.
Dead air.
Dead air.
We hit dead air.
Because this is going way.
Barry Kuda, Zero saying, check out the Delta bombers. Dire Straits. I never really got into the whole Dire Straits thing. They got this one song that the story behind it is cool. Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
Did you know the story behind that song?
No, go ahead.
Mark Knopfler was in an appliance store, okay, buying something, whatever it was, right? And he was by where the TVs, and the TVs were on. They had MTV on.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a couple of guys that were working there, and they were bitching about how these guys on the MTV. And they go, that's the way you do it, right? And we got to move these color TVs, custom kitchen deliveries, and all that.
Yeah.
So the lyrics to that song is a word-for-word transcript
like a Best Buy.
of what these guys in the store were talking about. Yeah, Dire Straits is one of the first videos on MTV. Mm-hmm. Mexican Spec saying, I bet those guys from the store never. I hope they at least heard the song and recognized the conversation.
Like, hey, they're talking about us.
Harry was saying he was in Crazy Eddie's. Good possibility, yeah. Mm-hmm. Broke Joker, Bob Seger. I don't have too many regrets in my life, but Bob Seger would be one of them. I regret Bob Seger. That one song, man, I can't listen to it. It pisses me off. I get angry.
I understand I can't listen to freaking REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, I know.
Or Journey. If I was Elon Musk and I had all his money, I would buy all the masters of those two bands and take them and burn them so no one ever could hear anything.
Just burn them.
Just burn them. Take all the masters and all the rights and all the licensing and everything. Spend all my money, every last dime,
to eradicate
those two bands and take all their music and put it in a dumpster and light it on fire and do a little dance.
I would dance with you.
Yeah, that's the amount of hate I have.
In a non-homo way, but I would dance with you. Yes,
that's how much that overplayed '80s crap. Ugh.
There's that one freaking song about he's on the road.
Yeah,
on the road again.
Turn the page thing. Oh,
pisses me off. Like I literally have like this reaction to that freaking song. Right? It's like, you're gonna bitch about this.
Yeah,
you motherfucker. You're gonna bitch about you're making all kinds of money. You got the dream gig, okay? And go, oh, poor me, I'm on the road.
Oh, poor me, I have to go sing in front of all these people and get paid, and then do nothing for the next 22 hours.
I want to attack him. You know what I mean? You think I'm joking? Okay? It brings rage. You know what I mean? It brings rage into my.
I understand that.
Oh, please. I can't. My blood pressure went up just now. Talking about it. My blood pressure went up.
Seeing red.
72Z28 saying, to be fair, Turn the Page song was about the starting artist, starting a scrapping by gig to gig before he was a big shot. I don't care.
You choose your life to be a musician.
You choose your life.
Right.
You choose to do this thing, right? And then you're going to be like, oh, it's so tough. Right?
Do something else, Bob.
Do something else. Go to work at a freaking 7-Eleven. Go work on an assembly line. You want to bitch about shit.
Yeah, go build a Chevy. Go put your hand up to work at GM and go build tires on cars.
Yeah, that song literally is an insult to anybody who ever actually had to work for a living.
Right. Oh, it's so tough going to the bar every night and playing for an hour and then do nothing for 23 hours. Fuck. Corey Millman, what about Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen? Bruce Springsteen can suck a dick.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, and
anymore.
No.
I thought he was okay.
And he's just a drunken asshole.
Mm. Let's see. 72 through 28, Bruce, Born to be Flaming Happy. I liked the first two albums, right? The ones before Born to Run, right? Born to Run was okay. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the first two albums, The Wildly Innocent and the E Street Shuffle, is excellent. Like, it's just freaking excellent in every way. It's like one of those. It's like one of the perfect albums you could just put on, right?
Right,
and just listen to it all the way through. There's nothing to get all crazy about or anything like that. It's just excellence, right? And then Greetings from Asbury Park was good too.
It's not the music; it's the man who made such an ass out of himself.
He eventually made an ass out of himself.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, look at me! People love me. Let me tell you about what you should do with your life and what politics to change.
He's like the low T poster child. Have you seen him? He literally looks like an old woman.
I think he was born an old woman.
You know, let me tell you something, okay? Because there's a lot of weirdness there. Because I have seen a picture of him, right, in one of the first band that he was in before the E Street Band when he was like a teenager. Okay,
Josie and the Pussycats.
It could have been. It could have been. I can't remember the name of the band, but I've seen a picture of him. I can't remember the name of.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta Google this stuff, folks. Turn that. You don't need to see that. Okay.
Springsteen.
Tom Petty. I can't stand Tom Petty either. Yeah.
Band.
Okay. Barbara Springsteen. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Sucking on a chili dog. Yeah. Yeah. You can go to.
Yeah, you go suck on the chili dog.
Yeah. Yeah. He's singing a song about sucking on chili dogs behind a dumpster. Yeah, he can go too.
I'm not finding the picture.
Steven Tyler looks like an 80-year-old hooker with a mustache.
I'm not finding. I don't want to spend all night trying to find it, but yeah, I've seen it. It's definitely.
Yeah. Why he has a drinking problem. He can't be his true self anymore.
Zero hates the Beatles. He can't help it. My ears work. Dude, for the most part, I agree with you. Okay, but there are certain things. Okay, so like Abbey Road, you can listen to Abbey Road, like the not the A side, the B side of Abbey Road is actually really good. As much as I'm with you, I'm not crazy about the Beatles. It's
the
hard
Beatles
to
are. You got to take them in real tiny doses.
Real tiny doses. There's a lot of schlock there, but there was actually some genius at the same time. I got to give them a little bit of credit. Whips Zurgeon, I can get down with some George Thorogood. To me, George Thorogood is like a try-hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's just a try-hard. It's like too much. Ted Nugent, Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who doesn't like the monkeys? I like the monkeys.
Because they weren't overplayed and they had a little bit there.
I can't put my finger on it exactly. So
they're strange enough for you.
I'll tell you what. There's certain songs are really good, right? Last Train to Clarksville is just classic. You can't you can't beat that.
Right.
For Pete's sake, the words aren't, the lyrics are so, but the actual composition of it is just brilliant, right? Certain. So when I had the coffee house, right?
Yeah.
And I always had a playlist that was just generally like straight up rock. Okay, some punk, but mostly just rock, right? And occasionally you would get crowds in that you weren't crazy about, like a bad energy crowd.
Yeah, you're just like, you people suck.
Yeah, just like you people suck.
Yeah.
And I would get rid of them. I swear to God, I had all the girls that worked for me. They had the instruction. If the vibe of the place doesn't feel right and you want the crowd gone, it was labeled in case of emergency. Right,
play this,
and it was the Monkees' greatest hits, and it was CD. And I would say, if the place feels wrong, right, the vibe is down, put this in and turn it up, and and it worked every single time. After about 15 minutes of the Monkees, they'd all leave, they'd pay their bills, and they'd leave.
And then you take the CD out and put it back and get your regular crowd again.
If I'm lying, I wish there was somebody in here that knew me from the coffee house days that could confirm this.
Kathy, Bananas, you
that
here?
That was my emergency, like clear the room out, get the good crowd in now. I'd throw in the Monkees.
Anthony Barber. What the hell are we talking about? We just got here. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, that's why I changed the name of it from Tech Talk to the Gearhead Lounge.
Because
it's like the Tech Talk thing, like it was just kind of dry and would always lead to this.
Yeah, it came here anyway, so we might as well start here.
Right, exactly. So it's just a bunch of gearheads hanging out and whatever we're talking about.
If you have a legitimate car question, we will help you.
Exactly. Does anybody have a legitimate car question?
Yeah, well, more than glad to help you and enlighten you on your path. But it generally goes down, it just gets weird. So we just start weird. It's easier.
This is it. Go right to the weird.
Mm-hmm.
It never got weird enough for me.
Yeah. I think you had more likes when you were on for an hour in the middle of the day.
Nobody likes us, bro. Nobody. I'm telling you, they just don't like us. Hey, Ron Ward, what's happening? I know you don't have music in the background in your video, but do you crank up the tunes when you spin wrenches? I used to, bro. I just haven't, and I don't know why. Usually, I've got something going on, and since I moved into the shop, no, I haven't hooked anything up.
I rarely have music on.
I work in the quiet.
That's because it's like therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need the distraction of the music. I need this is what I'm doing is my distraction.
He's right. That's how I am now. It's like there's so much noise in the world right now, and it's like this information overload. It just never stops.
Mm-hmm.
That when I'm working on stuff, if I'm in the shop, I just want quiet.
Right, or it's you hate the mess, but you just get the flappy wheel and start grinding out brackets and things like
yep.
And you just as your focus is this and not all the other BS. I don't need the music in the background.
Janis Joplin, she was brilliant. She was brilliant.
Roof Rap Rockets. Nobody likes Dr. Art. That's probably why.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody likes Dr. Art. Dr. Art's a world famous person.
And you'd be surprised. The activities I did missing last week, the whole world will find out about on Saturday.
Say that again now? The reason that you were missing?
Well, I was gone last Thursday.
Yeah.
Doing the secret government stuff.
Right.
The whole world's going to find out on Saturday.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's epic.
How are they going to find out?
It's going to be undeniable headline news everywhere.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's Saturday, so wake up Saturday, have some coffee, and hang on.
Where are we going to see this? It'll be
It'll be everywhere.
Really?
Yes.
This is what you were doing on Saturday.
That's what I did last week.
Last week.
Yeah, it's gonna pull off Saturday.
Jeez, now you got me totally curious.
But you got a super chat. Take care of
Bro,
that.
Joker, thank you for the super chat. My 14 Camaro SS has a staggered wheel setup. Chevy say it helps the car handle. My question is, on the 14 Z28, has the same size wheels all around. Why also is there a benefit to making my wheels all the same? Let's go back one more time on that.
Okay.
Whoops.
Well, you can't remember.
I can't. Right.
You got to do this guy here.
Right, there it is. Okay. 14 Camaro SS has a staggered wheel setup. Chevy says it helps the car handle. Okay. My question is the 14 Z28 has the same size wheels all around? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Is there a benefit to making my wheels all the same?
But I mean, be cheaper and you could rotate them. They'd last longer.
You know, the stagger is because the back wheels have to do multi things. They not only have to turn corners, but they also have to, for handling purposes, they got to turn corners.
They're going to make the car go and stop.
And they have to make the car go and stop. So that's why there would be a stagger. I would imagine the higher horsepower version would probably have staggered wheels, and the lower horsepower version would have the same size wheels. That's really the only reason why they would do something like that, Bro Joker. But thank you for the super chat. And we got one from Bill McKeiska. Thank you, sir. How do you know for sure that your transmission is starting to slip? It slips. Okay, something like Lucas or other additive help, and for how long? You'll know that it starts to slip because it literally feels like it's slipping. Usually, first thing it'll do is it'll flare up between gears. So instead of shifting first to second, like we're second to third, firmly, it'll go into the next gear. So there's your first sign of slippage. Depending on the damage. So usually what happens is you have lip seals inside the transmission, right? And the lip seals are what seal the drums and the clutches and all of that. The lip seals start to get hard. They get brittle. They'll start to leak. You'll get pressure loss inside. So the clutches aren't getting full force. They'll start to slip. Then they start to glaze. And that's where something like Lucas could help. But all of it is just a temporary fix.
Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid.
For the inevitable.
Right.
Yeah. You get another super chat. Look at you.
From Lincoln Roach, thank you. More boomers in this chat than an Olive Garden. As a 16-year-old, I can't wait for all the Pink Floyd fans to croak so I can afford the 340 duster. I am with you, Lincoln. I am with you. 100%, bro. 100%. Boomer saying just for that,
yeah.
I'm going to live 20 more years. No, bro, I'm with you, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have that 340 car now. Territory wants to know, Art, did you get the unredacted Epstein files?
I can't tell you. You're going to find out Saturday. The whole world's going to find out. It's ridiculous.
What news source would it be on?
It's going to be on every news source, on everything. You may even get an alert on your phone.
This has to do with the new company you're working for?
No. This is the other stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about it?
When we're done.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. After the event, will you tell people, or does it have to be?
Oh, they'll know. I mean, they'll be like, "Oh, this is what he was talking about." The people that are here,
yeah,
will be like, "Oh, that big ugly guy, he was right."
Which guy was right? Oh, you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody else, it'll be just news for everybody else in the world. But the people that are here kind of get a little.
You get a preview, guys. You get a preview. This is better than Alex Jones.
Oh, it's going to be like, what? Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
In the world of where you can't shock people, yeah,
does this have anything to do with anything that I've been talking about?
No.
Totally different. Okay. No, Leimenstein, no, he can't talk about it. He's not going to talk about it till Saturday. Corey Melvin, thank you for the super chat. What's the point of triple deuces or dual quads if you can't use the extra CFM? Both dual quads and tri-power setups came from the days when you couldn't get a large enough 4-barrel carburetor. The biggest you were dealing with like 600 CFM. So if you wanted to actually feed more than that, feed cubic inches at a higher RPM, you needed multiple carburation. That's just the way it was. Around 1967, 1966, 1967, the larger carburetors started to come in. The Dominator in 1968. At any rate, from that point, large single 4-barrels were the way to go. The benefit to dual quads is distribution. We just talked about that this morning. The fact that you can put a barrel over each cylinder. That's the benefit of dual quads. A single 4-barrel setup, even though in most applications you'll make more power with a single 4-barrel over dual quads. Ultimately, at the end of the rainbow, the dual quad setup is putting a barrel under each port. Whereas a single 4-barrel, you're still feeding from a center area. And that plenum, you have cylinders that is stealing. Like, for instance, the 5.7, like Chrysler, Chevy, or the 1.8436572 firing order, the 5.7 pulse in an open plenum manifold steals a lot of the mixture. It wants to pull it that way. So you've got jetting has to be staggered a little bit to even things out. Or in a dual quad setup, you don't have that. It's more evenly spaced, and every cylinder has a straight shot at its own barrel. Did that answer the question? I hope I did.
Yeah, I mean, that started with like the flathead guys because all they had was the Strombergs.
Yeah.
And I popped it up with a cam and special 3/4 cam in my Edelbrock head. Yeah. Now 2, 3, 4. Oh,
12.
how cool!
Stick 'em up there.
Yeah, how cool am I? How many carburetors can I put in this thing? Yeah, it's more of a cool thing.
Broke Joker. Oh, thank you again for the super chat, sir. I miss watching UTG with my dad. I'm sorry. He passed in August. He had the same oil issues you were having in the Slant 6, but his motor was affected differently because he did circle track racing in a Dodge Aspen. The car was cool. Broke Joker, bro. I'm sorry about that. I'm grateful that you had the experience watching me. I'm honored by that. I really am. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss, brother. Jimmy Luce, another super chat. UTG, can you explain to me what raised exhaust port means on aftermarket heads and what it does? Thanks. Yes. So when the exhaust is coming out of the cylinder, okay, so the valve opens and you've got all of this pressurized, heated air that's being forced out. The piston's shoving it through the hole and it wants out. It wants to go straight up. It doesn't want to make turns. So by raising the exhaust port, you're giving that exhaust gas a more straight shot to the outside. It's less likely to back up and have leftover in the chamber that's going to get carried over to the next cycle. So by raising the exhaust port, by smoothing and raising the exhaust port, you're giving everything a straight shot out. Remember, intake comes in a much lazier fashion. Intake is cool. It's pulled by vacuum. It's carried by pulse. It's kind of like, let's go down the hallway here, down into the cylinder, do our thing. Where exhaust on the other hand, right? So
you're out of here.
Right. That's the whole point of a raised exhaust port and all of that. Okay. Let's see. Mexican specs is cool. Back to cars. Let's see. I am is hot. I can't pronounce your name, brother. I'm so sorry. I have a 71 Maverick that's giving me issues. Oh no. Just got it. Not sure what the previous owner did, but it sounds like it wants to kick over, but might not be getting spark. First classic. I don't know what I'm doing. If it's original ignition, check the points. Google 1971 Ford Maverick ignition points. And that's the easiest way. Like I can sit here and make a 3-hour-long explanation, but you can Google this information and find it very easily. So your first thing is to check for spark. If you have a spark, then move on to carburation. You may have wet spark plugs, and there's a lot of different things you can do it. If you don't have spark, you could probably suspect that either the points or the condenser or both are bad. Could also be a bad coil. There's a lot of things, but you're just gonna have to follow the troubleshooting guide.
Check for spark.
Yeah, first check for spark.
Spark, air, fuel. You need those 3. One's missing.
Right. If it sounds like it wants to kick, there's a good chance the motor is washed out. So I'll give you one tip, one thing that you could try. Right, real easy. Open the choke. Okay. Put like a screwdriver or something down there to keep the choke open, but make sure it doesn't go far enough down that it opens the throttle blades, or it's going to hold the throttle blade open. Get the choke to stay all the way open. Then go in the car, put your foot to the floor and hold it on the floor and crank it. And I noticed that a lot of younger guys, when they go to crank an engine, they don't do it long enough. I see this all the time, okay? Because they're familiar with fuel-injected motors, new motors, and they don't understand. To them, if you crank it for more than 3 seconds or 4 seconds and it doesn't start, that's it, and they stop. And they're shooting themselves in the foot. On a carbureted engine, sometimes they get wet. They get lazy and they get wet on the inside. And the only way to clear them out is like I'm telling you: open the choke, hold the choke open all the way. Open the gas. Step on the gas, keep your foot on the floor, and then crank. And sometimes you got to crank for 20, 30, 40 seconds. Do it for as long as I don't want to say you feel comfortable. Do it until you hear it start to slow down, where it's actually bringing the battery down. But generally speaking, if the motor is wet, if it wants to kick but it won't quite kick, what I'm telling you to do will get it to go. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can't do that anymore, Tony.
I can't do that anymore. So I'm so used to.
You bought the.
I'm a creature of habit.
I know. We'll get you a little mouse or something.
Yes, I could get a mouse. Kathy asked me for one of the mouse. Like,
you got enough ports. Yeah, you can get a mouse. Yeah.
Lincoln Roach. Fair enough. I'm just poking fun anyway. When all the old heads go, so will the knowledge and the stories. We're going quick, man.
Yeah.
we're on our way out.
Yeah, don't blink. Yeah.
Don't blink.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up one day and go, I remember I used to watch these two idiots, and they're dead.
There's a lot of younger guys that carry the torch. Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage, right?
Right.
Lincoln, I don't know if you know about him. Even if you're not a Mopar guy, Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage is somebody who you should know.
Jamie's like the before and we're the after.
Yes. Most of the old parts. Ron is saying Pink Floyd ran the gamut of musical genomes. My favorite years for the band were 69 and 79. Dark Side of the Moon. Animals. Okay, Animals. Yeah. Dogs. Right. That's absolutely one of my favorite songs ever. Right. Dogs. You got to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed. I mean, that's it, man. That song is that's pure like life wisdom logic. Dogs.
Corey says we're going to live past 100 easy.
Oh. Lord Mixted. Tony, if money and access to parts was not an issue, what would you build? Bro, I got to tell you something. Money is not an issue for me, and access to parts is not an issue for me. I build what I build because it's fun, because it's challenge, because it's junk, because it's not supposed to work, because I have fun with it. I build what I build because I like it.
Yeah, I'd much rather build junk than just spend the Visa.
It's more fun. It's more satisfying.
And it's a lot more satisfying when you just whack somebody with junk. In all their high dollar late model, you don't
even have to whack them. You just gotta hang with them. Just gotta hang with them, right?
Oh yeah, or just make it close and say nothing.
It's like with Mission Improbable. You know what I mean? You know, if you could pace something like a Hellcat, right? You know, on the street now, on the street.
Oh, and we've done it a couple times
We've done it. We've done it at the track, right? All you have to do is just pace them, okay? They could win, but they lost. They lost because it's like, that thing was right on, like, what's in that? And, you know, that's stock 6-cylinder.
Yeah. Here, take a look. Yeah.
That's the one thing I love about drag racing. No, forget about, like, money racing, okay? But, I mean, the one thing I love about, like just street racing and screwing around like that is that you don't really have to win to win. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you're close with the right combination, it's a psychological win. People will remember that. They're not going to remember the Hellcat. They're going to remember the little freaking 6-cylinder XJ that almost hunted it down.
Well, that's why I like my little Rangers and stuff, because it's more of an insult.
Yes, it's an insult.
Oh, I got whipped by a mini truck.
Yep. Richie B, you've got to strike when the moment is right without thinking. Yep. I'm telling you, if you're a young guy, okay, go listen to that song. Listen to Dogs, okay, and let it sink into your psyche, okay, because that's really how it works. Fran's H, close enough to hurt feelings. Absolutely. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Wheelie King, there is no greater feeling than being in somebody's head. You hit it. That's right. You got it.
And that's the best thing. They're like, what do you know, when you do that to somebody, you either hang with them or close, or, you know, it gets to them. And they come over and talk to you. You go, what? You just go, it's just some junk. This is all eBay shit. What are you doing? Yeah.
What are you telling me? I really screwed up. I missed second gear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't get it in a second.
Yeah.
We only have 165 likes.
I know.
Bro, we've been on for an hour and 42 minutes, almost 2 hours, and we've only accrued 166 likes. That's it.
I know, of the thousands of people that came here and viewed us.
They come and go. And yeah, they don't.
They are not. These are.
Don't take it personally, bro. Don't take it personally. I know, but it's not a reflection of you know.
Yeah, it's a reflection of them, not you. Yes.
$80 Cobra guy on the street. I did not win, but hung with the new Mercedes with the bi-turbo emblem and felt I had one. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing is when you with the guys on the crotch rockets.
Yeah, when you come close to the bike too. Yep.
Yeah, they're like they just get mad.
The problem with guys with crotch rockets, you know, like the really faster ones, is that they really don't know how to ride the damn things.
That's
you got all the power in the world, and they'll mid-range like crazy, okay? But they got to walk them off the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're playing all kinds of the games, trying to keep, you know, not the stretch swing on guys. You see a stretch swing on guys, stay away, okay?
Leave them alone.
Don't mess with them.
They're
right?
pros.
But just like you see a typical, like, you know, like 25-year-old squid on
a 750 or
1,000 gigs or whatever, and it's like, go for it, because he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's following you, especially an 8th mile thing.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't catching you.
Oh, yeah. They just take it home, park it, go in their basement and cry.
Let's see. I can't make out your name. I kept the flap open on the carb with a screwdriver, foot to the floor, cranked it, and it kicked off. Sounded great for 1 second, but once I let off the throttle, the engine dies. Because it's dirty. So do it again, right? Do it again. Just, you have to do it a couple of times. See, it worked. I love it when we can talk people through shit like that. Yes.
And it fired off, so it does run. It's just so flooded.
Yeah.
Your plugs are wet. Yeah. Give it a chance.
If you do it again, try it. Okay, so if it starts again and it runs for a couple of seconds and it dies, then take the screwdriver out and try it just with your foot to the floor without the screwdriver and see what happens.
I think the best insult I ever gave to a person, this was a long, long time ago, lived out in California. I was living up in Victorville, working down in San Bernardino, and I had the 69 Mustang Coupe that someone put a 351 Cleveland 4-barrel.
Nobody expects a coupe to do anything.
No, and it had the 273 gears. So on the freeway, this thing was just a monster. And this was 88, 89. Okay. Coming up the Cajon Pass, because everybody goes like crazy. This guy in one of those Magnum PI Ferraris, like 308.
Yeah.
Because I'm clipping, because I always do. And he pulls up and he goes, so I go, and I was keeping up. We were doing like 140.
Yeah, he's like, what?
And this thing had white walls and hubcaps.
Excellent.
And we get to the top of the Cajon Pass and he's just like.
See, and you know, it's unfortunate, but that's how people wipe out too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like that thing can't possibly be, and they drive over their heads.
Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I know I ruined his day. Because this thing was like, like a new, I have my Ferrari.
With Willie King is saying, when the guy in a leader bike can park his front tire 8 inches off the ground for 800 feet, you lose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how many of them out there can do that, right? That's the difference.
Right.
It's like 1 out of 10 can actually ride. Franz H. On the hurt people's feelings front, I had a buddy that used to run a totally gutted turbo caravan that would keep stuff well above its class. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny to see the reactions.
Yeah, no Mexican specker, right? Nobody's ever thought those were fast, but the guy, he probably just paid a lot of money for that silly car. Some dumb kid in a white Mustang coupe just was on his bumper all the way up the hill. And the Cajon Pass is long, but the thing had the most beautiful sound because it was just the more you gave it, the more it wanted. The big Cleveland just whoa!
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Nice light car.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. D-Control 1982. Coupe Mustangs are the most underrated classic cars. I'll die on that hill. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's always looking for the affordable classics, but skips over the Coupe Mustangs. I don't know why that is, but you're absolutely right. What's that?
I remember a post on Mopar. The guy was neck and neck with a full-size Chrysler. Let the Chrysler go by, and then he realized he was towing a boat.
Mike Fredericks, all them books behind you, Factory Mopar. I know, I wrote them all. These are actually, this is all my books on K-frames, A-body K-frames, and then this is my volume on B-body K-frames. So yeah, there's a lot of information.
Wheelie King. Sadly, I got my ass handed to me to towing side by side to a short diesel pusher motorhome last weekend.
You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Almost 200 likes, Dr.
Oh my gosh. I think I can wake up.
We could taste the finish line.
taste. You could. They'll let me eat breakfast tomorrow if I get to it. Otherwise, I have to skip it from the shame.
Can you believe what I did with that shifter?
it happened.
If you've missed the beginning of this, right? He just came as he was coming in here. I had just finished screwing out my car, but the Belvedere, the Das Hindenburg. I needed belts for it, so I ordered some RJS harness set, right? So I bolted it all in, right? Got it all in. And I said, well, let's fit this in. So I pulled all the belts, pulled the shoulders, harnesses over, and then I was like, okay, well, this is good. This fits good. And then I reached to get to the shifter, and I can't reach the shifter. I can't with the harnesses on, even when I'm kind of loose, I can't reach the friggin' shifter. So I got to remount that whole thing. I welded it to the floor because I was like, do I want to drill holes and climb underneath? Nah, the hell with it. I broke out the welder. So I welded the friggin' shifter to the floor. And now you got to cut it all out and come up with some kind of platform to raise it up and move it back, because the car's got a bench seat. So when you pull it all the way down to the first, it has to clear the seat. So.
Russ Peter Derelicts. Our 64 Falcon with the 170 got passed by an ice cream van. Yep. Their whole 71 horsepower. Yeah.
Let's see. Mexican spec saying, it's called Danny Brown. My parents bought me a non-running 72 Pinto sedan with a 1600 engine. It's $25. Yeah, that's that all day long. When we were kids, all day long, you buy those cars for $25, $35.
Mm-hmm.
See, today, those $25, because back in the day, you go back to the 70s, right?
Okay.
$25 is what a junkyard would pay you for the car.
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Right? If you dragged it in there, that's what they would get you. So that's what you pay for these cars, because you save people a hassle of bringing it to the junkyard.
Yeah. Here, kid, you want it? $25, get it out of here. Yeah.
So now it's scrap price.
Right.
So all of the $25 cars are now $300 cars, because on average, when they roll them over the scales, they give you $300.
$300. Yeah. Which still is bad if you could find some for $300. Most people want, it's $4,000.
Oh, dude, we passed it.
Oh, we passed. Okay, good.
Rocco is saying, getting to the point where I can't buy speed parts locally. $27 for a pair of metering rods? Jesus. Thanks so much for packing a mismatched pair of my $80 strip kit. $27 for a pair of metering rods? Really?
Wow.
See, I keep all that shit. I strip carburetors and I keep all of that stuff. So I don't think I've ever bought a metering rod, to tell you the truth. I can't imagine paying that much money for a pair of them. All right, I think we should start wrapping this up.
I think so.
So, man, we covered a lot of ground tonight.
We did.
Movies, music, culture,
everything.
Al Gore getting
the
busted with blood.
Yeah. I mean, all the topics.
Name it. We've been there. Guys, was the quality of this okay? Was this any better than what we usually do? Curious, because this is a new setup here. Yes, Joe. Okay, vast topics.
Yes.
And thank you, Zero. Yeah, we had some new names.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, I think this format is going to be more popular than just a text walk. Just a Gearhead Lounge.
Just random.
Just a bunch of car people sitting around talking about odds and ends. I think that's okay. Patrick Sullivan, 2 hours well spent. Thank you, sir. Yes, audio and video improved. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about?
Couple things.
Yes.
Big Richard is still for sale.
Big Richard is for sale. How much?
I've dropped the price down to $5,700.
That's what a steal.
With your new motor, transmission, brakes, windshield. I mean,
can't beat that.
No.
Thank you, Bro Choker. Bro Choker is saying, with background, you need top hats, cigars, and a glass of whiskey.
All right. That's it.
That's it. All right. So
buy the truck.
Big Richard. Buy Big Richard.
Buy Big Richard. And then I could use the money and then to put into Smog, because I haven't done a video on Smog because I'm still waiting for parts.
What are you waiting for?
Shocks.
You serious?
Yes, because I went to eBay on a seller that I usually use to get a whole set because it had air shocks in the back, and I got the hoses. Well, the shocks were blown out; they didn't do anything.
Okay.
So I just put regular gas charge front and back, and I don't want to because I've got the front sway bar, and to do the front sway bar, you kind of have to pull that bottom bolt out of the A arm because that's what the brackets to. So why would I do that without putting the new shock on?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that and get that. So I'll probably this weekend I'll take and get that one tire fixed and see if that other one is bent, the one that leaks.
I have an extra room. Remind me, I got an extra room for that.
Yeah, if I need it, I'm going to take it to the tire shop guy and he'll put it on the machine, see if it's bent or not. And if it's not bent, then it's the axle. So, and then get that situated, and that's going to be a couple more videos in that car, and
so more smog stuff coming.
Yeah, more smog stuff.
And by Big Richard, that's a decent deal.
I had it at 6, and I had some people that you get the normal come on him and haul and stuff like that. So I dropped it down a little bit. I mean, for what you're getting, it's got a little issues, but new electrical, new motor, new transmission, new radiator, new brakes, new master cylinder, new hoses, new wheels. All the work's done.
All the work's done. Just need some fine tuning and tweaking.
Yeah, just all the neating, little piddly stuff, to make it your own. Because why would I do all that? Then you can personalize it and make it your own. So it's ready to go. That would make a good thing. Clear title, my name. Come pick her up.
All right. So that's it. And you got more Barracuda stuff coming soon on this channel. Mm. I have nothing to promote. Nothing. Nothing.
Well, you're going to go to you said you're going to go to the track this weekend.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to. Well, the plan was for
Etheridge,
but that's not going to happen. So probably Buffalo Valley on Sunday, Saturday night. But other than that, I can't think of anything else. Nothing of any consequence. So with that, our mods are awesome mods. Zero Mexican Spec, Fubar, guys. Thank you so much. Always keeping things on an even level here. Everybody contributed with Super Chat. Thank you guys so much. It's never expected, but it's always appreciated. It helps keeps the wheel turning around here. Pays for dog treats. I spend so much money on dog treats. It's absurd. And everybody contributed just your presence and your conversation. Thank you.
I had one question.
Yeah, what's that?
I forgot to ask. How does Easter Bunny get in your house with 5 dogs?
It doesn't. It gets ripped to shreds.
It's its last stop ever.
That's its last stop. That's its last stop. So,
Bunny in the house with 5 dogs.
What else? Is that it? That's it. I can't think of anything else.
No,
so we're just gonna pull the plug now, guys. Thank you all so much. It was fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I always have fun with this. Yeah. I love you guys. I really do. All right, and I'm out. Look here. We're done.
Bye-bye.
Bye.